all this crazy stuff was happening and my song was being played so much on radio and I had so much support, but I was always just still like writing songs in my bedroom or you know what I mean? So it was like really, and then like only I suppose this summer is when like I have been able to go to London and write with people and I have
Yeah.
been able to I don't know, do interviews in studios and perform a couple times. I'm like, okay, this is actually happening. Like this is actually real now.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Finnterviews. I'm your host Connor Finn and this is the show where I get to chat to the most interesting people I know. On the show this week, I was thrilled to welcome on the brilliant Lea Heart. We talked all about Lea's shot to fame through TikTok, having her song played on Love Island nonetheless, and the whirlwind her life has basically been over lockdown in the last couple of years, all before going on tour with Picture This. Oh, Lea was an absolute dream to chat to and just super humble, and she is just doing amazingly well over what has been one of the quickest shots to fame that I've ever seen. So I'm just so grateful that I got to sit down to her for a chat, because I don't think that she's going to be available for many of these in the future. But without further ado, please enjoy this latest episode of Finnterviews with the wonderful Lea Heart. Well, welcome back to another episode of Finnterviews. On the show this week, I'm delighted to welcome on the wonderful Lea Heart. How's it going, Lea?
Oh, I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, it's my pleasure. We're not doing too bad, do you know what I mean? It's a Friday afternoon. I mean, I'm taking a chill. I've just logged off work. I was just saying, it doesn't seem like you've had a second off. You've been flat out.
Yeah, no, it's been busy, but I'm not complaining. I had so many months in lockdown where I was aching to get going and stuff. So
Mm.
I'm definitely not complaining now that I'm busy.
Yeah, you're being like, keep it coming. We're not going back there. No, no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then I'll say that in a month's time and be like, actually, I take it back. It's too much.
Yeah, whereabouts are you at the moment? Are you in London? Or are you back in Ireland?
I'm back in Ireland now. Yeah, I was in London last week, and I'm just getting ready. I go on tour in like a week, I think, with Picture This, which is crazy. So yeah, I've never been on a tour before, so this is my week to get organized and get prepared for tour, and so many rehearsals and stuff. So yeah, I'm just in Kildare at the moment.
Yeah, well, I mean, I take it as such comment that you're finding time to squeeze me in. So hopefully I'll have to make it worth your while, like make it as painless as possible. But I suppose, Leah, for the people that are maybe tuned in, and I mean, or find yourself through come through me, maybe haven't heard of Lea Heart, like have they been living under a rock? I mean, in this last year, what are they doing? Maybe give us a real brief introduction, where you're from. You say Kildare, kind of, I suppose, what you're known for. I mean, pop singers, musician, star. I don't really know. I feel like you've just had this whirlwind. I'll let you kind of introduce yourself,
Yeah.
really.
Like it has been crazy, I suppose. This time last year I hadn't even released a song yet. I released my first song last October. So the past like 11 months have, yeah, like you said, a whirlwind. It's been crazy. So a bit about me, I obviously have always adored singing. It's always what I wanted to do. But I was always very scared if I put myself out online.
Hmm.
Um, and I suppose it took having so much time in the first lockdown for me to be it gave me the push that I need, and for me to be like, right, if I'm ever gonna do this, I need to
Yeah.
do it now. And I suppose when I did it, I never expected much to come out of it at all. Like I posted a few covers and then I posted a few originals, like just 1 minute originals that I kept writing on TikTok and stuff. And some would be funny, some would be like obviously a bit more serious. But yeah, like I don't know, within a couple of weeks, I did start to get like people really did like what I was doing,
Hmm.
and I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is crazy. I never expected this at all. And then my management that I'm with now, they reached out to me and they were like, I think there's something here. We'd love to work with you, la di da. And then yeah, then I'm here. So I feel like I haven't stopped since that first text of them texting me. Um, but yeah, now I'm here. I've released my EP like 6 weeks ago maybe now, and yeah, I'm just getting ready to start doing some shows because obviously I haven't been able to properly perform yet, so
Yeah.
that's me.
I'm so glad I let you explain that, because I was going to be like, yeah, I've read here that the picture of
Yeah.
this manager, you just like reached out to you over a TikTok. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like just coming from like your own, like where it's been, as you said, such a short turnaround to what is like, releasing out a full EP, like Jesus, and now like going on tour of Picture This, I just like it sounds like it's been madness. Like, but I suppose yeah, you. It was one of those things that I suppose a lot of people over lockdown were like, "Frig it, this is the one opportunity that if I'm going to do something now, like I may as well just like go around with it." And especially with TikTok, like, oh my god, the amount of people that have just like blown up out of it. And I suppose it's such a credit to you as well that like now you're being like, okay, well, it wasn't just like a lockdown thing. You're like, I'm doing this in real life now, guys. Like,
Yeah, I know this is real life now, and especially because I have been in lockdown. We've all been in lockdown for so long. Like all this
mm,
crazy stuff was happening, and my song was being played so much on radio, and I had so much support. But I was always just still like writing songs in my bedroom, or you know what I mean. So it was like really, and then like only I suppose this summer is when like I have been able to go to London and write with people, and I have
yeah.
been able to I don't know, do interviews in studios and perform a couple times. I'm like, okay, this is actually happening. Like this is actually real now.
Yeah, I must just feel a bit alien being like, oh yeah, I'm just doing these things. But now that you get to do the proper like press and like meeting people and stuff, you're going like, oh, me?
Oh, yeah, I'm like starting all over again. Like I was so nervous the first time I did a few like phone interviews and Zoom interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I had them mastered. I was so ready, I was so confident. And then it was like in a studio for the first time, and I was like, oh no, I'm back to where I started. I'm so
Oh,
nervous.
oh God, I know, it completely turns the tables. Like, but I suppose as well, like, I mean, with everything that's kind of been coming around this like whole last year, I mean, it's just been amazing for you. But like your music as well, like, I mean, I suppose it's kind of like a credit to you for like creating absolute bangers of change. Like, for someone that is like, sorry, again, I'm only 23. I would like, are you 21 or is it 20?
21, yeah.
21. Leah, it's people like you.
Well, look at you go. You have a whole podcast. You're not doing too bad.
yeah. My podcast's actually going on tour with like Ed Sheeran soon, so it's fine. No, but like it's amazing just to kind of see like even I remember just like kind of reading up yourself and like discovering stuff now as being like, God, this girl's like getting really big, and like even whenever like you know like at such young age to have such like a proper sound, I feel like grabbed to it. Like, was there like any inspiration kind of behind your music, like or your kind of content, or like is it kind of something that has happened just in like organically over the last bit? Be like, oh, like I've got a team behind me. It's like, and they're like supporting what I like to do. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what's it been like?
Yeah, like I suppose pop's always been my style of music, and it's always what I listen to. So originally that's what like when I heard the production for Older for the first time, I was like,
Mm,
oh my God, like this is exactly what I was going for.
yeah.
And then I suppose like yeah, like we didn't really know where we were gonna go with it. And we kind of let Older play out. Like I think I waited like 6, 7 months before I released another song because I just wanted to get it right.
Mm,
And then releasing IDKY, I suppose, is it's even bigger of a pop tune than Older was. So I was like, right, this is definitely my lane. And like, I love writing like that style songs, and I love performing that style songs and singing them. And I love just like the kind of, when you listen to them, you just feel good. So that's definitely the road I wanted to go down. But I suppose when I released my EP, like, or when I was working on my EP, I didn't want it just to be 5 massive pop songs. Like
mm,
even though they're pop songs, I feel like the lyrics definitely have like a deeper meaning to them as well. And then obviously like A Million Goodbyes is just a piano ballad. And that was
yeah.
really important to me because growing up like in school and at talent shows, I would just like sing Adele constantly and sing like those big ballady tunes, like even by like Rihanna and everything. So yeah, that was really important to have like a song that was like quite intimate and relaxed. So that was A Million Goodbyes. And then I think Waiting for the Nights then is I'm also like a get in the car at nighttime, go for a drive, have the tunes blaring type of person. And that's
Yeah.
like where I feel like the happiest and at peace. So I think Waiting for the Nights then I really wanted that kind of chilled, rocky kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just kind of happened. Like I kind of know roughly what I wanted. And then when you hear the final product, you're like, yeah, that's definitely what I'm going for.
That's kind of what I was doing. Yeah, guys.
Yeah. Well, like there's so many directions that I want to go with future releases. Like, I don't want to just be in one lane. I want to be able to be like, oh, it's this, it's that. We weren't expecting that from her. Like that's really
Mm.
important to me as well. So
Yeah, I suppose, and especially like as you know what I mean, like such like a young, like up and coming kind of artist as well, like that. I suppose it's just kind of like you're still trying to find out like where you're looking to go as well. So you're just being like, I suppose this is good, but like as you said, I mean, you're already kind of being like showing those big ballads. I mean, and you know you've got like an emotional ballad when Love Island plays it. I mean, whenever was that not just like a kind of goosebumps moment being like, because remember even Freya Riding's like whenever that was like back in 2019, you know, the Love Island with Maura Higgins, and then her career just went madness. Like it must have just been like for you being like, is what's
Is
going
this
on?
real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm obsessed with Love Island. I have been for years. And I didn't know it was going to be played until like 10 minutes beforehand. I had no idea.
Stop.
So yeah, I was out for dinner with four of my best friends, and actually two of their parents. It was a very random situation. And I got a call from my management being like, okay, it's being played, whatever. But at the
Hmm.
time, like we hadn't watched the episode yet because we were waiting to go home and watch it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, this is crazy, like whatever. So we had one little phone, the five of us like all gathered around the little phone trying to watch it. And it was only like I'd been playing for a couple of minutes and I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is the scene where Jake and Liberty are leaving. And like that was such a huge scene. And because I hadn't watched the episode, I didn't know that at all.
Yeah.
So when it started playing, like, yeah, my friends are crying, I was crying. I rang my mom and dad really quickly in the 10 minutes, being like, oh my God, you have to click onto Love Island. And my dad's there being like, what? Why? And I'm like, Dad, I promise, just watch it for these 10 minutes. You won't regret it. Yeah, it was insane. Like straight away, like I don't know, the amount of messages and the amount of support. And yeah, like I'm still a small enough artist and just trying to grow. And, so the fact that I was played on such a massive show at such a massive time, it was crazy. It's so cool.
Yeah, exactly. You're just being like, you're just out for dinner, you know, some mates, some parents, whatever, like this. Next thing, it's like, you might just want to tune in for this. And you're going, what? Here we go. But I suppose,
Yeah.
but I suppose, like, as well, I mean, this has all been so new for you. I imagine it's just been like madness all over, just even trying to like get your head around what way the world works, especially through a lockdown kid situation. But I suppose, like, Leah, I love what I'm saying before this. You're so young. It is so like mad. But like before it, this newfound career in music and like, you know, everything that's come along with it. Like maybe tell us like a bit about, I don't know if you had many kind of like we character building jobs and things growing up, you know, we part-time things. Cause I feel like from the, as you said, with the lyrics of your songs, like they do go a lot deeper. And for like, I know especially for me, like I cannot write music at all. So whenever somebody's been in like, you know, as this to like, as you said, like A Million Goodbyes, stuff like that, like, you know, really pulls on the heartstrings. Like, I'm wondering, did you have any like jobs growing up that maybe, you know, give a bit of character building, you know, inform the kind of stuff that you're able to come out with today?
Yeah, I feel like, life lessons are definitely a huge thing. And for me though as well, like I'm very much a person that like I can kind of write a song from somebody else's perspective, and
Yeah.
I like doing that a lot. So I like, maybe even if it's like watching a film and seeing what somebody's gone through, or it's my best friend telling me a story like about her or a girl from her college or something, like I'm like, oh my God, and I start thinking about that. So like it definitely has come from many different places, and obviously like a lot of what I've learned growing up and stuff. And yeah, just like everyday kind of life that people go through, like,
Out
falling
in
in love,
Kildare.
yeah, falling in love, falling out of love, getting messed around in love, then friends, just a bit of everything, I suppose. But yeah, growing up, I definitely like tested the waters with a lot of different songs. Like you don't just come out and write a good song. There's
Yeah.
definitely a lot of avenues I've gone down and been like, that's really bad, that's okay. Is that good or bad? I don't know. And I still do it every day. But yeah, so it kind of has been taken from everywhere. And I also like I have artists that I look up to so much, and
Mm.
I really listen to what they're talking about, and yeah, definitely copy some of their styles as well, or try and like take tips from them and stuff like that. So I feel like it's just a mush of all of this together.
Yeah, yeah, that's the best way to put it. You know what I mean? There's no exact moment. It's just everything that you're taking from around you and just being like, I mean, this is what's happening. Like,
Yeah, literally. You have to go with it and hope it works. If it doesn't, you have to start again. And that's it, really.
Yeah, I mean, this might be like a pure random question because I'm sure like everything's kind of been standout at the moment. But like, I suppose from the craziness that has all been this, like, have there been any major like standout moments that have came like so far that like, I I mean, I know you're going on tour, which is going to be another like big one. You'll be like, I never thought that could imagine. But have there been any moments so far that you've been like, pinch me, this like isn't real, or like any of those
Yeah.
kind of situations?
Definitely. Like, obviously, I've been lucky enough to work with Ryan and Jimmy from Picture This, and
Mm,
like they're so well known in Ireland. And I was such a massive fan of their music. I've gone to see them before in concert and everything. So, obviously, I suppose working with them at the beginning, like when I first met them, I was obviously, oh my God, like this is crazy. But again, then in 2 minutes, you're like, okay, they're normal sound
yeah.
people, like, just like having the crack, and they're so easy going. So, but I suppose like when so writing with them at the beginning was a huge thing for me. But then also, me and Ryan performed a duet together of my song "A Million Goodbyes," and I released that a couple of months ago on social media. So like to actually sing with him, and he's singing one of my own songs and stuff, and doing that duet performance like was absolutely massive. Like I couldn't believe it. And I think a lot of people were shocked as well because obviously they knew we were working together, but
Mm.
for him to actually want to sing on one of my tracks was it was incredible. It was such a cool moment. Um,
Yeah, that would do it. That'd make you pinch yourself.
yeah. And then obviously when I got the call about going on tour with them, I was like, this is amazing. I'm just really excited for the tour bus as well. Like I think tour bus is gonna be so much fun. And then obviously like all the different venues, and yeah, it's gonna be so exciting.
I know, literally. I suppose like how you like even explain this to your friends, be like, are you I think we're gonna like book like a wee night out here or something like this, wee holiday. You'll be like, sorry guys, I'm actually on tour. Like
All my friends are actually coming to Manchester as well to see me. I think that's the very last night, the very last show. So they're all buzzing. They're like, they get a Manchester trip out of it.
unreal. Yeah, that's the kind of good scope. Yeah, you're doing the good friend thing where you're being like, oh, you guys are coming with me. No, no,
Oh
like
yeah.
you guys don't get a choice. You are coming along. Like
Like,
that's
make
gonna
a
be
private
mad.
story. Like we want to know everything. I'm like, guys, I'm gonna be busy. No.
Yeah, yeah. And then the Snapchat group is just going mad. You're being like, no, I'm okay actually. But I suppose, yeah, that's gonna be a whole new experience. Like, what is like was like mom and dad even suppose like think about this being like,
I
daughter
know.
going on tour. Like, I mean, how's that been? Like, have the family has everybody just been like normalized to it now, or is it still kind of being like, where's Leah? I don't know. I think she's turning around.
Yeah, no, it is. They can't get their heads around it at all. They're just so happy for me. Like they're so supportive, and
Yeah.
like as soon as the opportunity came about for any of this, they were like, "Oh my God!" Like you don't just randomly get this opportunity. Like you have to go for it and explore,
Yeah.
and like they'll be back me 100%. But my mom is more nervous than I am for the tour. Like or even sometimes like if I have something big on that day, I come home and she's like, haven't been able to work all day, I've been so worried, like, or excited, like let me like what happened, and everything, wants to know every detail, and I'm like, it was fine, like calm down. So yeah, she's coming to a good 5 or 6 of the shows because she wants to be there. So yeah, they're very excited for me, too excited probably.
You're like more excited than me. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wait till like they're going around and be like, so like Leah, would you be able to get us, and just wait till maybe like some other people that could meet around, be like Tom Jones. Like I heard he's like popping around here. I know that's what my ones would definitely do. They'd be like, oh yeah, like so Connor, you're working with them recently. Anyway, you could like just a wee phone call, be lovely. Yeah, you'll start getting
No, I'm
requests coming through.
like, you ever meet Robbie Williams? That's her. I'm like, okay.
Robbie Williams, yeah. Okay, so then she's happy. She'll be like, yeah, let's like keep pushing this. Yeah, here we go. Come on.
Yeah, I
But I suppose, I mean, on the flip side of this, I don't think, I mean, from the outside, it looks like it's just been all amazing and like you've just been doing so great. But like, I suppose from this like quick shoot to fame and like, everything going so well for you, have there been any kind of like horror stories that have kind of came from working in this like really new industry for yourself, that I suppose maybe even like the huge social media phones and stuff like this? Like, has there been anything that's just been like oh, didn't expect this to happen, like kind of overwhelming maybe, or?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I suppose I haven't been. I've been locked away for a long time. So I definitely don't have anything crazy to spill the beans on or anything like that. Like obviously going into the industry, there's a lot I didn't expect or a lot that I just had never thought about, like what actually goes into releasing an EP or even like the detail of picking the cover image or like the logo and everything. So all that is so new to me. And yeah, I suppose having like a bit of a following on Instagram as well, like I never had that really. And having, I don't know, having like little kids come up and want like, that's not a horror story at all. That's a great thing. I don't know why I've moved on to this.
I was about to be like,
a horror story. No.
I was like, in other words, absolutely not. You'd be like, I'm just having
no,
my life.
Sorry. I mean, it actually has all been amazing and a whirlwind. So as of yet, no horror stories, but I'll be sure to come back on if I have one.
No, that's the best answer. I mean, yeah, exactly. I'm not expecting people to spell anything, but just be like, just like out of curiosity, because from the outside, it just looks like sick. And then people will be like, yeah, there are some things like, and then I'm going, fair. But you haven't experienced anything, so it's all good so far. We'll keep it going that way. Yeah, we won't jinx it. And I suppose, Lea, like, just for kind of let you go, I suppose, like, what does the kind of future hold for you? I mean, after this tour, is it like, I mean, are there any big goals that like you want to achieve that like, I know that like you're kind of being like, right, this is a bucket list of things that I want to do now, like seeing what's on the horizon? Are you going like, oh, this is like only the start, or like do you have like a proper plan, or you're being like, this is where I want to do, like, is it world tour? I don't know.
Yeah, no, so obviously like I have my headline shows in December, which is a massive thing for me, but yeah, that is definitely only the start. Like I have a lot of music ready to go, but I suppose the biggest aim for me at the moment is an album, like one day, and yeah, like a European tour obviously would be absolutely amazing. And yeah, like now I'm working with Picture This, and they've obviously done it, and like they're so successful. I definitely have hope, and I'm like, this is possible, and I'm just gonna put my mind to it and see what happens. So yeah, I think if I ever actually played my own 3-arena show, when I play my 3-arena show,
exactly, yeah, manifesting it. We already said to the universe, it's happening. Yeah,
it's happening, and you're gonna be there. When I play my 3-arena show, no, that will obviously be a massive moment. So yeah, well, there's so much stuff. Yeah, so much stuff.
I mean, where's the biggest place in Kildare? I mean, you're going to have to do some hometown gigs soon as well. Like, they'll be like, Lea, come on. Jesus.
There's a lot of fields around me here with cows. Maybe we could get a stage up somewhere there. That's
you know what? You know what? I vibe with that. Yeah, I feel like, do you know what I mean? I'm from Armagh, I'm country guy. Like, do you know what I mean?
It really fits in with my music and my style.
Absolutely, people are jam for it. Yeah, exactly. Well, here, Lea, I won't take up any more of your time, but thank you so much for coming on. If anybody's been listening to this and they're like, this girl is going places, I want to see everything that she's doing, where can they find you, where can they follow along everything Lea Heart?
So all my social medias are I am Lea Heart, and then obviously all my music and stuff is up on all music platforms and YouTube as well. So yeah, go check me out.
Sick. Well, here, thank you so much for coming on. And I mean, I suppose, yeah, enjoy the tour and your weekend. Have a bit of rest before it all goes mad.
I'll try my best. Oh no, thank you. And thanks so much for having me on. It's been so nice chatting to you.
Oh, no problem. See you later, Lea. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Finnterviews. Please do remember to support the podcast by giving us a like, follow, share, subscribe, and a 5-star rating on whatever listening platform you're on. Honestly, all that stuff genuinely helps. And do remember to give us, a follow on socials. I'm on everything at this stage. Just type in Finnterviews and you'll find me somewhere. And yeah, you can get in touch. Give me some ideas who you would like to hear in the podcast next, or just smash me some abuse. I'm not too worried. Until next time, cheers again for tuning in, and I'll chat to you later. Bye.